3 subtle ways to ignite her desire for love. Smirking face. Hello everyone. Are you curious about 3 clever strategies to help her feel romantic and ready for intimacy? Whether you've been in a relationship for a long time, just started dating, or are happily married, you're going to appreciate these techniques for setting the mood. As you may have noticed from my previous videos, women often communicate their feelings in subtle and nuanced ways. To effectively use these clever strategies to ignite her desire, it's essential to focus on your intentions. Now, you might be wondering, what do I mean by intentions? That's a great question. When I refer to intentions, I'm talking about creating a situation that benefits both partners rather than seeking pleasure solely for yourself. Let's delve into this a bit deeper. Men typically have a biological need for release, which is a natural part of being male. As men age, this need may diminish somewhat, but it remains a significant aspect of their emotional and physical well-being. For many men, achieving release can also alleviate stress and foster a deeper emotional connection with their partner. However, here's an important point to consider: women experience intimacy differently than men. It may sound surprising, but it's true. You can't apply the same strategies that work for you to get her in the mood. Generally, women don't have the same urgent need for release. They may desire it, but it's not a necessity for them. Often, they won't feel inclined toward intimacy until they've already managed their stress levels. Additionally, women typically need to feel emotionally connected to their partner before they can fully enjoy physical intimacy. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule. For instance, if a woman is out at a bar and is open to a romantic encounter, she may have already mentally prepared herself for that possibility, which means you just need to avoid making any missteps. However, if you're dating someone or are in a committed relationship, and she hasn't mentally geared herself up for intimacy, you'll need to assist her in getting into that mindset. This is where these clever strategies come into play. There's one crucial thing to keep in mind: if you don't avoid certain behaviors, none of these suggestions will be effective. For those who are new to my channel, I'm Anna Jorgensen, and welcome to Just the Tip Tuesday. The reason you want to employ these subtle techniques to help her feel romantic is that when a woman is under stress, she tends to be more sensitive and emotional. This heightened sensitivity means she's more likely to notice any signs of discomfort or danger in her environment. By nature or nurture, women are generally more emotional than men, and while this is gradually changing in younger generations, it doesn't alter the fundamental strategies or biological aspects of femininity. When I use the term sneaky, I actually mean subtle. So, gentlemen, think of these strategies as subtle ways to help her get in the mood, with the understanding that both of you should benefit from the experience. If your approach feels manipulative or self-serving, she may resist your advances. In such cases, she will genuinely need you to create an atmosphere of seduction to help her find that release. Yes, intimacy can be a wonderful release, but it's essential to reduce stress levels before you can even begin to enjoy that connection. Thank you for your patience. Now, let's dive into the 3 steps to help her get in the mood. If you want to help her reduce her stress, it's important to understand that she has a lot on her mind and her plate. Women often struggle to think about intimacy when they're preoccupied with numerous other concerns. While men might still find it easier to seek physical intimacy as a stress reliever, women typically need to clear their minds first. So, your job is to identify what's stressing her out and find creative ways to help alleviate that stress. For instance, if she's juggling a full-time job and night school, or vice versa, she might not have the mental energy left to think about anything beyond her immediate needs. In this case, you could order takeout for her or go to her place and cook dinner. Small gestures like these can significantly reduce her stress levels. Another example: if she's stressed because it's the end of the month and she's working overtime to balance the books, you could prepare a meal for her, take care of some extra household chores, or even run a relaxing bubble bath complete with her favorite chocolate and wine. These actions might not have an immediate effect, but they will help her feel more relaxed and appreciated over time. It's all about helping her get into a more relaxed and receptive mindset. Remember, it's not about being overly romantic or cheesy, it's about showing genuine care and support. Guys who dismiss these gestures as beta often haven't experienced successful long-term relationships. Once you've won her over, it's not about being dominant or neglectful. It's about finding a balance where you're independent and confident but also attentive to her needs. She doesn't want you to be needy or clingy, but she does appreciate alpha masculine traits combined with romantic gestures. By taking charge of her needs, you're actually being alpha dominant in a positive way. This isn't about feeling unworthy or buying her affection, it's about recognizing that she deserves it because you've chosen someone worthy. When you provide for her in this way, you're not giving away your power, you're strengthening your bond. Patience is key here. These strategies to help her get in the mood for love are part of a long-term game. With the right attitude, you'll enjoy this process and appreciate the deeper connection it fosters. The value of your efforts becomes even more evident once you arrive at your destination, especially if your own behavior has contributed to her feeling stressed or overwhelmed. If your actions have been overly needy, clingy, or codependent, it's crucial to recognize that you need to stop that behavior immediately. For example, imagine you're feeling insecure about the relationship and believe that being physically close or intimate with her will bring you closer, so you keep pushing for it. However, the more you insist, the more she may resist. In such cases, it's important to pause your pursuit and refrain from initiating any kind of physical contact or intimacy, especially when she associates such advances with expectations or desires that might make her uncomfortable. Sometimes, taking a step back, doing less, can actually help her relax and become more open with you later on. During this period, focus on helping her de-stress through other means until she feels more at ease, which can make her more receptive to connecting emotionally. If she genuinely cares for you and is a kind person, and if you haven't engaged in behaviors that previously pushed her away, she'll likely feel safe enough to approach you when she's ready. Additionally, if she has been remotely stressed or distant since you first met, it might be worth reconsidering whether the relationship is truly right for her, or if she just isn't as interested in intimacy as you are. Building a real connection often depends on how well she feels emotionally linked to you, because women generally need to feel connected on an emotional level to fully enjoy intimacy. If she feels disconnected because of her stresses or because you're pressuring her, she won't be able to open up sexually. A good way to reconnect is by setting aside time specifically to listen to her talk about her stresses, without trying to fix or solve them. Just listening can be incredibly comforting, as women often need to share their thoughts and feelings to feel better. Sometimes, they simply need to get the words out, and talking can help them work through problems internally, or even find solutions on their own. To do this effectively, create a safe space where she feels comfortable sharing. If, in the past, you've judged her or constantly tried to fix everything for her, you should now clearly communicate that your goal is to listen. You might say, "Let's talk about it. I promise I won't try to fix anything unless you ask for advice. I just want to listen so you can unload what's on your mind and feel better." This kind of support can be very healing. An example of how to approach her when she's upset at work or in her personal life, without offering unsolicited advice, is to simply ask, "Hey, what happened? Do you want to talk about it?" instead of withdrawing or giving her space without a word. The key is to go in with the intention of listening, not fixing, which provides emotional closeness. Keep in mind, though, that constantly listening to someone complain about the same issues can be draining, so it's important to recognize if the situation involves ongoing challenges or temporary stress. When it comes to connecting with your partner, especially in intimate moments, it's essential to understand that men and women have different needs and approaches. While men often focus on the physical aspect, women require a more emotional and nurturing connection. If your partner is going through a tough time or is stressed, it's crucial to offer your support and listening ear. Sometimes, all she needs is someone to be present with her, to listen and understand what she's going through. This simple act can make a significant difference in how she feels, and it's a great way to show your care and empathy. Remember, women tend to be more communicative, using around 20,000 words a day, whereas men use approximately 7,000 words. This disparity in communication styles can sometimes lead to misunderstandings, but by being attentive and receptive, you can bridge this gap. Even if she doesn't feel like talking, asking if she wants you to listen can be incredibly comforting. She might not want to discuss her issues, but the offer itself can be reassuring, making her feel valued and understood. Perhaps all she needs at that moment is a hug, to feel safe and protected in your arms, to know that you're her haven from the stresses of the world, not the source of them. Before we dive into the next strategy for fostering a deeper connection and intimacy, it's worth mentioning the importance of expressing love in a way that resonates with your partner. This concept is often referred to as love languages, which I've explored in more detail in another video. Essentially, understanding and speaking your partner's love language can significantly enhance your connection and intimacy. Now, let's move on to a more direct approach to getting your partner in the mood for love. This involves seduction, which is often the part that people look forward to, but it's essential to remember that it's most effective when it follows a genuine connection and understanding. Seduction is about creating a sensual and intimate atmosphere, using eye contact, gentle touches, and verbal cues that are tailored to your partner's preferences. Some women are turned on by suggestive language, while others prefer more subtle approaches. The key is to know what your partner enjoys and to communicate openly about your desires and boundaries. Creating the right setting can also play a significant role in seduction. This can involve dimming the lights, playing soft music, and using scents or textures that your partner finds appealing. One of the most effective ways to set the mood and get your partner in the mood for love is through sensual massage. While it might seem like a cliché, it's a timeless approach that can be incredibly powerful when done correctly. The goal is to create a relaxing and intimate experience that focuses on your partner's pleasure and comfort. To achieve this, it's a good idea to remain fully clothed initially, allowing your partner to feel more at ease and building anticipation. The atmosphere should be calming, with soft lighting, preferably candlelight, and soothing music that promotes relaxation. The massage itself should be slow and sensual, with a focus on gentle, teasing movements that build tension and intimacy. It's crucial to pay attention to your partner's responses and adjust your approach accordingly. The goal is to make your partner feel desired, relaxed, and connected to you. By avoiding common mistakes, such as rushing or making the experience all about your own desires, you can create a truly intimate and satisfying experience for both of you. Remember, the key to successful seduction and intimacy is understanding, communication, and a genuine connection with your partner. The key to a fulfilling intimate experience lies in your mindset and intentions. Your primary goal should be to provide her with pleasure, and if you approach it with this mindset, she will naturally want to reciprocate and reach a point where both of you can enjoy the rewards of intimacy together. However, if she senses that you are expecting something in return, your actions may come across as manipulative rather than generous. This creates an unspoken agreement that can feel more like a transaction than a genuine expression of affection. Your aim should be to alleviate her stress and foster a deeper connection, encouraging her to desire intimacy with you. It's crucial to avoid any sense of entitlement regarding physical affection. In most cases, your efforts will lead to intimacy, but it's important to recognize that it may require multiple acts of love and kindness to reach that point, especially if she has been under stress for an extended period or if there has been a lack of connection between you two. Before diving into the more seductive aspects of your relationship, take the time to nurture and rebuild that emotional bond. If you're interested in learning more about the various stages of seduction, I encourage you to check out my video titled, The 10 Steps of Seduction and How to Kiss Her So She'll Want More. Thank you for being here, and I wish you all the best.